good to see you. Welcome to the video. Welcome to Friday, or whatever day you're watching this. Could be morning, could be afternoon. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good middle of the night. I wanted to chat a little bit about something that I've actually been asking to learn more about because my thinking mind would like to understand it, and I find it fascinating, so I like to talk about it. And that is, we'll talk like timelines. So there's a lot out there, and here's why, at least right now, here's the thing. I can totally make this video and then put my foot in my mouth next week, because really today's knowledge is tomorrow's garbage. It really is. When you learn more and more and more, you're like, okay, that was my understanding then. That was what I was able to comprehend. And now I'm in a different place. I'm an expanding being. I am an ascending being. And I can see that there's more pieces to this. I can see I have a broader perspective now. So timelines. I don't want to... There's not one timeline. There's not two timelines. There's not three timelines. So what I share is not stuff that I've studied unless I tell you this is where I learned it. The stuff that I share is direct stuff from direct experience, information that I've collected through going to source, my own intuition, working with my higher self. I don't work directly with spirit guides anymore, and I can talk about that in another video. It doesn't mean I don't have spirit guides, but I don't talk to them directly anymore. I work directly with source. So what timelines are, they're basically what you think they are. You think that there's like a path that you're going to somewhere and there's some outcome. And I see other people talking about, the timeline that we're on, this collective timeline, blah, blah. Let me tell you, collective timeline it's garbage. There's not a collective timeline. Yeah, there's not. There are so many timelines that are available to us that different beings are on. Now, you could be on a completely different timeline than your neighbor. And you're like, well, how come we're both here? I can see them. You can. The best explanation of it that I've heard so far, but I feel like there's a new one coming. So if I make another video, you should do another search for timelines, because I feel like there's going to be another iteration of this, probably even more, because I'm asking to learn more about it. Is Bashar's explanation of having glass walls between things and that there are trains going in different directions. One thing that I do feel is going on, which is accurate, is that words are so failing. Speeding up, coming faster, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be in your direct experience. You may see it through that glass wall of someone else experiencing it, but it doesn't mean it's going to directly be in your experience. There's also a danger in you saying that you don't want it, because resistance is a funny thing. But there's multiple, let's say that word, multiple timelines available to people. They're based on, right now, three things that I can think of off the top of my head. These videos are just not thought out at all, but sources like make them, so I make them. There's a part of me that's like, I want something really well thought. It's not happening. Oh, that's why. All right, so anyways, how do you direct your timeline? They're based on three factors. Number one, identity. Number two, integrity. And number three, intention. So identity is who you are. It's not only who you are, it's who you believe yourself to be. Your origin, if we could say that, we're talking about, your higher self. As well as obviously beliefs you have about yourself, about your abilities, about your capabilities, about your reason for being here, if you have a mission, all of these things. So identity is one thing that influences the timeline that you're on. And I should point out, you can be the only person on your timeline. That actually happened to me for multiple years. And I finally was like, you know what? I don't want to be the only person on this timeline. I don't want to end up by myself. And I was like, you know what? I want other people who share these other values with me on the same timeline. So let me see how we can change this. Integrity. Integrity influences your timeline. So let me tell you why. Because you need to have stable energy in order to be on the same timeline, or don't get me wrong, it does change, but to be on a generally timelines that have most of the same components over time. Let me know if you need me to explain what that looks like, or what I mean by that. But so integrity is important, because if you don't have integrity, what it means is that you are out of alignment with your own values, and you're out of alignment in expressing those values. So integrity is important because it means that you do not have a stable energy signature in that area of values. And those values are one of the things that influence which timeline you're on. So having integrity is important. Otherwise, you're fluctuating all the time, which is what it is, and you don't even know it, but it's oftentimes you experience a lot of personal and very close to you in your environment chaos. That's not the only reason it happens, and that's not saying that if you have a lot of chaos, it's because of your integrity. It's only one of many reasons. You can be in your integrity and have completely other intentions and things that you want to do, and it could be chaotic. You know, when things are changing, and sometimes you just get a 2x4 because you need to switch really fast. That's not a judgment. You go through whatever you go through. The last part is intention. What's your intention in being here? Are you interested in, basically it comes down to service to others over service to self. But even untangling what that looks like is really, really different, which is why I work with Source, because there are many, Source says I can't say that. All right. So it's identity, integrity, and intention is what determines, well, they're the three that I know so far. This is going to change. I can feel it. I can feel there's more coming, but I probably had to get this out so the next thing can come through. But that's why I don't make predictions. Can I see things? Can I sense them? Can I hear them? And all sorts of other, yes, I can. But those are also snapshots from the current moment. It's also one of the reasons that I am not a huge fan of energy updates, because energy updates are only good for part of the collective. And all right, we're just going to say it here. If you need an energy update to find out that you're okay, the energy update's not the problem. The problem is that you don't trust or get your own guidance in order to trust your own path. Go see someone when you are called to it and there's something there. But if you are looking for an energy update because you want to feel better about where you are, you will also be continually reliant on other people. I'd like to see you sovereign. I'd like to see you getting guidance on your own. I want to see you having a connection to Source so that you don't need the rest of us, so that you are so laser focused on what you are here to do that it doesn't matter what anybody else does. And then you're also not able to be influenced by what other people are doing because you don't care what that energy update says. It doesn't matter to you that 4,000 people are having all sorts of psychic overload and now you're in the same group with them, and because you've got permeable boundaries, it's now affecting you, and now you're both having vent sessions. I want you to be sovereign. I want you to know why you're here, and I want you to get your own guidance, because that's freedom, that's sovereignty, and that enables you to make real decisions about what you want to do here and how to exercise your own power. All right. I love you. I'll talk to you soon, my friend.